Hey guys, super exciting that more and more people are jumping on board the energy train, if you will. Very exciting times. The energies today are quite lovely. We're being supported, and many people are feeling this really, really powerful incoming frequency. I know for me, about a month ago, the frequencies coming in were unbelievable. Now, none of the systems were picking up on what I was feeling, but super, super high frequency, just out of this world, if you will. It seems like some of that is happening for those who are coming on board, learning more and more about this crazy process, this transformation that so many of us are going through as we shift into a very different level of functioning and utilizing the energies that are available to us as we release old programs, old belief systems. We learn more and more about ourselves, and this is where the power is, and it is pretty fantastic. Now, a couple things just from somebody who has a lot of experience going through this over quite a few years. Now, first of all, everybody is different, and different missions, different karmic imprints, all of these things. Some of us go through harder lessons than others, but we know that this is necessary in a very important time right now. And we learn how to ride these really up and down waves. And you start to get used to the fact that there's going to be the downs, but right after is the ups, and where we can sort of obtain more understanding and more incoming information. And this can happen over the course of time. It all depends on the individual. Some things happen very, very quickly. Some things take time because of the impact they have and the depth in which some of this subconscious energy was buried into us as we release and let go. So, wow, crazy, crazy journey. Now, in terms of, I know there's, been big news about the Schumann. It seems that part of this journey is coming into tune with the outer energies, which brings us in tune with our inner energies. So as within, so without. So this is a big experience for a lot of people, and we tend to need to relate it back to something. And the Schumann resonance, which has always been something I've talked about with you guys, I don't know how many years ago. I always felt these energies and never used any tools to tell me that I'm feeling these energies. It was just a natural buzz, if you will. My concern with, there gets so many people ramped up if there's a shift or something changes on some of these charts. When I saw that major shift in the Schumann, the difference in the presentation of the material, it's interesting. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's like, that's interesting. If somebody was really wanting to manipulate and use this tool for some sort of ulterior motive, then that would be a good joke, because you could see, how people are reacting to it. I'm not saying that's the case or not, but I didn't really notice that much difference on that particular time frame. I know that I don't always resonate at the same time as these tools do. Like for me, the frequencies were extremely high about a month ago, like crazy high. So I take the tools sort of as a reference point. I have really removed all messages coming in talking about, this is up here or this is down there. I'm really moving away from the tools that are presenting, because I think our mission here is to always feel from within our own energetic levels, and to realize that we are ultimately in control of it. So that's sort of my take on the tools. It concerns me if something gets enough speed behind it that it becomes sort of trendy. And to me, that's kind of a warning, I think, because somehow, some way, somebody's going to start, trying to leverage this from an ego perspective. Again, I'm just thinking out loud here, but that's how I work. But in terms of, yes, there are extremely high incoming energies, but to a lot of us, this isn't unusual. So, kind of live our lives that way. It's like, yeah, I can usually tell when it's Schumann versus flares versus anything else. And I kind of know how to adjust my lifestyle accordingly. So it is requiring us to approach things differently, and to kind of move ourselves out of this a need to want to control everything. So that certainly is a big message. Either your need to control everything or somebody else's need to control you. So that's a big theme. I'm also finding that we are always practicing the mastery of our skills. So we are being challenged, some of us for sure, in various different ways here, to see how much we've actually learned through the process. And this is coming from different people, different situations. And I know for myself, boy, have I ever changed a lot from the days of severe PTSD and anxiety, and just in a very, very difficult spot, that I've taken, this time, these times of growth and transformation, to understand myself and make it work for me. And there certainly has been a great big difference just in the way I approach things. But there is, tests that come up a lot lately to do with other people who are reflecting either parts of ourselves that we're still needing to work on, or we're reflecting back to them. If you're an awakened individual, the parts of themselves that they need to heal. So this is a big trend right now, because so many people are starting to recognize, if they haven't already, that major changes need to, be brought forward. So some of us may be experiencing that, and there's some tests as to how we approach that behavior now that we understand ourselves so well, and we have our power back and our confidence in place, that we know that there's going to be a lot of projection from other people trying to undercut our confidence in order to make themselves feel stronger or better. This isn't definitely an occurrence with people who may have a narcissistic tendency, but it's also sort of a natural tendency for some people. It's just an ego, the ego talking, I'm better than you, so, or whatever the case may be. So a lot of those tests are coming up. I know for me, these energies are big, and I am forced to take these energies, these big energies. And Monday I had to go into the hospital for testing, of regular ongoing testing, heart biopsy, and not a fun procedure. Today, I had to meet with my financial consultant. So it's like living in two worlds, and you can't really get away from it, because in my perspective, where is ascension taking us is going to happen when it's going to happen. As somebody with a near-death experience, I have a different perspective than a lot of people, but I'm not worried about it. I'm not planning for it. I already experienced. It's nothing to be worried about. It's just the time here that now is what is the most important, our opportunities that present to us and the challenges that the universe is presenting us with are really only meant for those who are very, very strong with tenacity and a huge inner strength. And that may not be physically noticeable, but we are here. We're warriors for this. And it's quite amazing what you can accomplish and manifest, and to continue to walk through your fears straight on is key. So just so much. I would like to just sit back and say, I've made it, I'm on a beach, and that's all I have to do. But a lot of people have so many other elements to this. It's not as simple as somebody who's older and experienced a lot in life. I am still part of the 5D. I definitely am multidimensional and see things differently than a lot of people, but I'm also holding down this current reality with respect to, my life around me and making sure it's the best it can be. And it's been rather up and down because there's so many people that are starting to wake up and see things differently. So I'm not a preacher. I'm thankful for you guys that allow me to talk like this and just share thoughts on what's been happening, because it can get quite, heavy, or you just too much analysis, which is a big thing. You can just analyze yourself to death and try and, I think when we get to the point where we've done enough work, it's just a more matter of being a lot of it, and trusting and surrendering, and really believing in the journey that you're on, that it's for a reason. And bringing that trust and faith for some of us is very hard because there's been a lot of injury there in our life. So we don't know for sure. We know that there are big physical changes happening, and it takes some tenacity to get through it and to really understand your body. So maybe, that's a really good reason for some of this, is to trust yourself, learn yourself, know what is normal versus not normal for you. So this is key, really. Your body, we may have, some of us, and I know I have used different types of mechanisms to, calm my mind, or to get me out of overthinking, to get me out of sort of the reality of things. And as you go along, as you heal, there's a lot of people now that are quitting alcohol, or smoking drugs, or any of those things, because we're at such a level that we now have much more confidence and understanding about ourselves, some of the triggers from traumas that have happened in our past, and what they were subconsciously bringing to the table. So this is really what has been happening, is we're continually being challenged with bringing forth, why am I operating this way? And it's still an old trauma response. So we're breaking those programs slowly but surely. Pretty fascinating. So again, everybody has different roles in this process, but a lot of people are there, and that's exciting to see. It's just that this process isn't always easy. In fact, it's quite difficult sometimes. I can attest to that. But it is what we are here for. And to see, I think a lot of us connect with nature, and that to me is where the answers are, to bring us back down to ground level, if you will. And that is what works for me. I love to be outside. I've been there. I'm just not there right now. At the water today, and for nice walks. So that's an everyday critical thing. Anyway, guys, I know when you watch these videos, you really want sort of, is the world ending? When's the... And it's just a matter of developing yourself and really working with what you've got and really setting up where you want to create in your life. This is the whole thing. So, as you guys know, so it's just, we just keep moving forward, even through some very difficult situations, people with illness especially, I certainly relate to, but it is up to you, the individual, to trust, to believe, to ask, and it will be provided. And you've got to really watch. It's like, I did ask for that. So things do manifest. The visualization is really important, and to keep in line with your process, because we're getting dragged off in so many different directions right now. Pulling us out of alignment is a very common occurrence. So it's up, the consciousness comes in, and you say to yourself, I'm out of alignment. What's going on? And even just thinking that will help bring you back into alignment. So it's a mind game. It's a heart game. It's a inner world game. It's a creative game that we're here for. That's what I got for you today. I hope everybody is just doing great. All of you. It's nice to chat. Talk soon. Bye.